Shalom, shalom. Call halal yumla Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well within his ministry and taught us this amath, which is the truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that preach this truth out the four corners of the globe. Risking their lives and freedom to do so. Shalom, shalom. It's Brother Shamar is once again back with another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying and exhorting to the elect. All right. And call Lord like about something outside. I just wanted to go into this word simultaneous, all right, because the way that the Lord is breaking Babylon down, and the way that the Lord is basically breaking down this system, this beast system that has nourished up 2/3 of our people, or nourished up basically all the people, the inhabitants, for so long, is being broken down. All right, and it's happening simultaneous. It's happening simultaneously, if I'm saying it right, because the judgments that the Lord is issuing out and the prophecies that's prophesied to happen on earth in the scriptures, it's all gonna happen at the same time, man. All right, which is gonna be like an overkill for the inhabitants of Babylon and for Esau, Edom. Okay, because this thing is not gonna, his plan is not gonna go according to how he planned it. It's gonna go according to how the Lord planned it, which is written in the scriptures, the prophecies. All right, in which the Lord put the Spirit upon our apostles and elders first, and us as well, all right, to preach these things in sincerity and in truth. So we're obligated to it, man, in hopes that we may be saved from the simultaneous judgments and events that's prophesied to happen on earth. Okay, you got the C9, the Bill C9, which that's going to lead to prophecy of the famine of the word. Okay, all this freedom of speech and people being able to freely express their opinions, which is starting leading to information being exposed, exposing this devil Esau, making this place look bad, right? Shameful spewing coming upon this place. That's going to be a thing in the past. So that means social media, because that's the main tool that's being used for people to express their opinions and freedom of speech. All these different platforms of social media that people use to basically to make themselves an idol, or to get ahead in this society, to get a platform or basically like a name here in society. All that shit gonna be a thing in the past, man. You're gonna have to get the chip to have social media. You know, all of these different dainties that the world gives. All right, social media. Some people can't live without social media. You know, some people can't function in day-to-day life without social media. That's why they're so attached to their phones. You know, so these people gonna do whatever it takes to maintain their lives here, and so they're gonna lose it, like the scriptures say. All right, and all of these judgments that's gonna come upon the earth, the inhabitants of the earth are going to be consumed by it, because once again, all these things are going to simultaneously happen. All right, the prophecy of, you know, Jacob's trouble and the actual famine. You got the famine of the word. That's going to, but then you have an actual famine. That's prophesied, a famine of food and water that's going to come to Babylon. That's going to lead to what? That's going to lead to people invading each other with the sword. The modern day gun is the gun is the modern day sword. All right, because of lack of bread. So all of these things are going to simultaneously happen. And while that's happening, you got people committing cannibalism. And while that's happening, you got different militias being formed, grabbing up people, doing all type of shit, fulfilling their lusts. All right, and then while that's happening, you got spirits and apparitions fucking with people. While that's happening, you got earthquakes and tsunamis and You know what I'm saying? All of these different things are going to be happening on the earth all at one time. When you go into this word simultaneous in the online etymology, it says existing, occurring, or appearing at the same time. And that's what these judgments are going to do. They're going to appear and come at the same time. All right, while one judgment is still happening and occurring, another judgment going to come on top of that one. All right, and the thing is, ain't going to be no coming back from these judgments. Meaning ain't going to be no repairing. All right, and the end all be all is nuclear thermal missiles and fire. And Yahweh Shah coming back on chariots and zapping and judging people. Okay, that's what the prophecies say. That's what the scriptures say. Thus saith the Lord. You know? We're just vessels that the Lord is using to give the message. But this is what these prophecies are going to do. All right, while that's happening, the MOTB is being made mandatory and people are being persecuted. Homes are being persecuted. People being thrown out their homes by military officials, by their government. Though the government that's supposed to feed and protect and nourish the people are now persecuting them. All right? And rounding them up in concentration camps and doing all type of weird experiments. Because Esau's a weirdo. And all type of torture mechanisms for you to take that chip. All right? So there's going to be a persecution of the prophets. There's going to be persecution on all the people. The prophets are the main target. Okay? But at the same time, the Lord is going to protect the prophets. All right? The Lord is going to protect the prophets. And the men that's going to have to be martyrs for the Lord going to be raised up first on the chariot. All right? So it's all good for the believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But for everybody else, you're going to get consumed in these simultaneous judgments that's coming on the earth. It says, at the same time, like, resembling, or the same kind. When you go to the Google definition, simultaneously means occurring, operating, or being done at exactly the same time. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. See, so all of these plagues are coming in the form of events, things that's going to actually happen on earth. All right? So there's things happening on earth that's going to orchestrate the sword coming down, which that sword is going to be by way of Esau Edom, the one that rules over us, or the one that rules over the world, the earth right now. Esau Edom, he has the earth in his hand that was given to him from the Lord. So, time when he comes upon the whole earth with great wrath. All right, that means even the inhabitants of America that live here in America are going to be consumed by the wrath of Esau Edom. And once again, that's that persecution. Him using his military power, his United Nations, okay, and all of these different military militias to basically to make a police state, to police the state. And your freedoms that you have now in Babylon is going to be seized. You know? So with that being said, all these things going to happen at the same time. The persecution of the sword through Esau, the actual famine happening, a scarcity of food and water, all right, which is that's going to cause more bloodshed, all right, which people are going to be cannibalism, people are going to eat other people are going to invade other people's houses with the sword, okay, people are going to be in desperate times, so they're going to do desperate things in order to eat and survive. It says death and destruction. So there's going to be an increased fatality rate. And there's going to be destruction happening all over, whether it come through, whether that destruction comes through earthquakes. There was just that big earthquake that hit Venezuela, okay, in which they're suffering very bad right now. Venezuela is a good example of being judged. All these judgments happen simultaneously. They were just suffering from an oil crisis, at the same time suffering from a famine, a scarcity of food and water, and at the same time suffering from not having being taken care of medically, you know, like not having no medical aid out there for all of these disastrous things. So that earthquake happening is the cherry on top. And all of these judgments is going to come to America at a very intense rate to get 2/3 attention. It's to come back to the Lord or die, you know. So continuing on, all of these things going to happen at the same time. Verse 6, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled. See? And that's why the evil is increasing. So these judgments can happen because that's how the judgments is going to be issued forth. It's through the actions of 2/3 of our people. Because that's why the world is out of course. Because the majority of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, are not in alignment with your power, Yahweh, with our power, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shai. All right? You're in alignment with Esau, Edom, and these other deities that he gave you, and the dainties that he gave you. And what you see Babylon today, the product of Babylon, 2/3 niggas in black culture. You know? So that's the reason why the Lord is going to be doing all of these judgments simultaneously. These are hurtful works. All right? Once again, the scriptures say, he that sinneth wrongeth his own soul. So all of the things that you do against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, as far as your sins and transgressions, is going to come all back unto you in the form of judgment. The wages of sin is death. And Jake know these things, man. All right? Once again, Jake know these things and what's required of him. As far as something as small as not eating pork. Jake know they're not supposed to be eating pork, but they still do it. And they're proudful when they do it. There's no shame. Okay? So therefore, there's going to be a judgment for that. Okay? And that's just a small example. So the hurtful works and the things that Babylon has done, all right, to our people, as far as destroying our people, it's been fulfilled. The time is up. All right? And that's why these judgments and things are happening, because now it's time for the Lord to start touching this place and issuing out these judgments so the kingdom could come and bring his kingdom and set it up on earth. All right? This is Revelation chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18. Salakia, bear with me. Verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you. And the her is speaking about Babylon. All right? This place, America. But who is the ruler of America? Who is spearhead in this place? Esau, Edom, and these elites. You small hats, you tall hats. All right? So y'all the ones, America is your chief headquarters. So America is going to get the worst judgment. And you Edomites, at the end of the day, y'all going to get judged too. Because Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble. All right, just like our elder apostle Tahar said. Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble. He's not going to escape just because the Lord is using him, all right, to fulfill prophecy and fulfill his will. All right, you're going to get judged too at the end of the day, man. All right, Jake got to get judged first for their wickedness. And that's why it's called Jacob's trouble. because this is a judgment for the tribe and for the nation of Jacob, Israel. Once again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, man. So get right with Yahweh, the Father, Yahweh Shah, his son, the Messiah. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. That's talking about slavery, being in captivity. All right, Esau Edom has had us in slavery and in captivity for too long. He boasting about having 250 years of rulership. You know, he's promoting it, advertising it. You got it on all of your packaged items. He got the different brandings and the celebratory writings and letters all on your packaged items to celebrate the 250th year of America still ruling over the earth, man. Esau ruling over the earth, spreading wickedness and hurtful works. So guess what? It's going to all come back on Esau twofold. The slavery, all right? The Hellenization, the breaking of our people, all of the things, man. All of that's coming back on Esau double. In this place, America, once it's destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, is going to be non-inhabitant for the rest of eternity. Only thing that's going to dwell here is buzzards, serpents, and doleful creatures. You know, as said in Isaiah the 34th chapter and Isaiah the 13th chapter. So it's all in the scriptures. Everything we're saying is in the scriptures, is prophetic. That's the judgment of this place, man. Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. And that's what this place is going out with a bang, man. That's why the Lord has to overkill this place before the actual destruction of World War III. The scriptures say, Yahweh shall come back to send fire, but it's going to be already kindled before he get here. All right, so this place has America, Esau, Edom, and you inhabitants of America have lived with pride and paraded yourself in wickedness and covered it up to look as if it was righteous for so long. Now it's time for to be judged for it, man. Okay? And ain't no mercy in this judgment, because it wasn't no mercy given it to the Lord's people. There wasn't no mercy given it to the Lord's elect. All right? So ain't gonna be no mercy given it to you Edomites, you elites, you fucking Americans. All right? You diehard Americans and everybody that's down with the beast system, man. It says, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. All right, and that's the thing, the pride of this place. That can't no other nation take American down. All right, which has translated to the minds of the inhabitants the pride that they have. Like the scriptures say, so as the king, so as the officers, and the rest of the people. The inhabitants of the city, they're going to have the same mindset as the ruler of that city, man. Okay? And Esau Edom has basically sowed wickedness in the hearts of all of the majority of our people. All right? He has sown wickedness in the minds of our people to where they're destroyed. All right, and 2/3 of our people pride themselves in thinking that they're already saved. You know, Esau gave 2/3 of our people Jesus Christ, and now they think they're already saved. So at the end of the day, man, just as much pride and glory that once was on this place, that's how much shame and filth that's going to come on this place by way of judgment. And the Lord's going to do it. Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai is going to do it. He's going to get the credit and glory for it. Okay? It says, continuing on, Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. So that's still going to be the judgment. And it's going to come all in one day, all in 1 hour, all of these judgments. And the Lord is going to overkill this place for the wickedness. So it would behoove you to repent if you're an Israelite. If you're a Negro, Latino, Native, or Seminole Indian by way of bloodline, okay, by your father's bloodline, then you need to repent to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and get your life right, man, to the best of your ability, and hopes that you may be saved. Because that's the all-in-all message to our people, is to return to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, get your life right, and hopes that you may be saved. Lord willing, it's been an edifying lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Shalom, shalom. On to the next one.